It's the London Black Knights taking on the Green Bay Packers.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the London Black Knights. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at the Londoners as they get ready here. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. All the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
Marlon Mack, his first carry of the game. He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down.
Down at the 26.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll run here with Mack. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Out of the gun, Rudolph. He can run for it, and he will. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
This will be fielded at the 17. Call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
And there's a lot of good to watch in the game last week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. A little bit of concern throwing the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and the 2 pick.
Yeah, you want the ratio really to be closer to 3-1 as opposed to the 2-1 that he had. But it is something to build on. They did get the win, didn't they?
Yep. First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 119 yards, and the score.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. It could be a golden watch in their future if he becomes a leading rusher.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. They'll roll him out right. He's going to take off. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. They find some open field here. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So a first-quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball and make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost him.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
14-yard line.
Rudolph looking to throw. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. K.J. Hamler, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the early lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself the best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 25-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
On play action, now Rodgers, eluding the pressure right. He'll run it, and he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
On play action, it's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
On second and goal, here's the option. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he was unable to make the play himself on 2nd down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on 3rd down?
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Starting the drive with a give to Mack. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. But look at the numbers for Mack from last week. 14 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown as well.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
The ball carrier.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On the keeper.
As a rookie quarterback, that's exactly how you endear yourself to your teammates. Give it up for the cause. It's also how you end up on the training table, too.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. Coach doesn't like it. Teammates love it. Where do you fall on it?
Well, I fall on wanting to endear yourself to your teammates, but pick your spots. Be smart about it. They need you for the full season.
And the rookie's going to learn as he goes. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
Green Bay.
Now a carry from Mack. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. On the stop was Aaron Donald. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
2nd and 9.
They'll try the air now. Here's Rudolph. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Dexter Lawrence. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Third and long, it's Rudolph. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again. Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line.
He was brought down.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
From the gun, it's Dillon. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. It's Norton. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
A 31-yard line.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
7. Black Knights 3.
On play action, Rodgers. That's complete to John Ross. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for the touchdown. John Ross, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys have taken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase it.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Marlon Mack now heading back out there. He's just been looking for some space. You know, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about him.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rudolph. He's able to find Wallace. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is fielded inside the 5. A big boot that time, 57 yards the official distance. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Now Aaron Rodgers and the offense heading back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That's good for A. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Off the play fake. Rodgers. Flush to his right. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. When he went on the move there and started rolling out, I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3. At the 24-yard line.
Now a run with Mack. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rudolph. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. This is Mack on the counter. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Marlon Mack, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front. And they drew up the counter there. It worked. They're glad they drew up the counter.
And a lot of times what you're trying to do is just simply get the defense moving in one direction. It doesn't take much. Even one step's enough. Get them going in one direction and then cut back against the grain and let your running back finish it off and get the work done.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Off play action. Rodgers flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. So just shy of midfield. They tried it. Didn't work out. What did you think?
I thought that they should have punted the ball well. Should have gotten rid of it and played deep.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Oh, a free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on 1st down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off. Not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down. Makes it manageable now.
He may try and run for this. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Got a man complete. It's Hamler. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Here's Rudolph, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
That was their third sack of the ball game. Second in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the second spot pretty soon.
Is good. Makes the score Packers 17.
So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They do go for it. It's Rodgers. Over the middle, it's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down. To throw is Rodgers. Off the play fake. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown! John Ross. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. 17-17 the score, all even to this point as the kick's away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rudolph got his man there. It's Wallace complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Rudolph. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. The clock rolls as the Packers look to hurry things up. He completes this one to Mack. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Call it a gain of 3. And just like that, it's 3rd down. Again, it's Rudolph. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end.
Rudolph's pass.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Rudolph throwing again. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he'll pull it down. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. From the 50, it's Rudolph. This one complete to Curtis Samuel.
Rudolph's pass.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
First down, Packers.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This officially a 55-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight.
Jason Sanders.
As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Eluding the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. Now it's Newton going to keep it himself. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
After the interception, here's Rudolph. Touchdown, Packers! K.J. Hamler with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. London about set to take over on offense. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
16 yards, a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Off the play fake. Rodgers escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 42. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. Jordan Brooks on the tackle. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off play action. Rodgers. Flush to his right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Got a man open, it's Ross. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 23.
At the 23-yard line.
And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down? But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped, surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to it? Maybe his rhythm is just off and he's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second? And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with touchdown number 8 on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 20.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Here's Rudolph off play action. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
On the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rudolph. Open man Hamler. That's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 16 yards, a 1st down. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And he's certainly rush coming, and he's taken down. Jeremy Chin. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Open man left side is Wallace complete. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
It's a gain of 6.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Out of the gun, Rudolph. This is Hamler on the receiving end.
Rudolph's pass.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now Rudolph. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Rudolph. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Max Crosby able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Welcome back now here in London. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. On 2nd down, it's Mack, and he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. So stuff for no gain on 2nd down brings up a pretty interesting 3rd from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let them know right away I'm throwing it, I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, sprint him out to one side or the other, and give him an opportunity.
Oh, no, he lost the football, and the defense has come up with it.
Rudolph on the keeper.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. The fumble recovery certainly has put them in the driver's seat. 1st and 10, all tied here in the 4th. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. The corner, Stephon Gilmore, on the stop. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They give to Dillon out of the gun. He's going to have the first down past the 20 as he's all the way up to the 24-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Norton. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
And 5.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. On play action, Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, no, he lost the football. But thankfully, this is corralled by the offense, so they will, in fact, hold on to the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
On 2nd down, Dillon. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. They gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
On play action, it's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He's been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now Rodgers. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And his guys are going to take the lead. Great call to hand that one off, and his running back did the rest.
Someone read their keys correctly, and on the defensive side of the ball, they certainly did not, because they really essentially were just going to swarm the quarterback. They kind of guessed themselves out of the play, and guess who benefited? The guy with the football.
Extra point right down the middle, and they will take a 7-point lead.
Packers 24.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 28-yard line.
Rudolph looking to throw. They'll run the screen with Mack. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Well, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition. Under pressure, and down he goes.
Quarterback is sacked. A loss of 4 yards.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
On now is the Packers punter. He's been terrific so far. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Rodgers going to give this one to Dillon. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Back to throw, Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. It's Norton. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And they will take a knee here. That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still 3rd down.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
So the Packers down by 10. At time, a huge factor. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a 1st down. He'll get this to Hamler over the middle.
Rudolph's pass.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the home team here, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.